2020 has seen the introduction of numerous new and exciting medical devices. However, there is one medical device that has gotten more attention than any other, and it has been around for centuries. This device is the face mask. The earliest records of face masks can be traced back to the 6th century BC, where people wearing cloths over their mouths were found in Persian tombs. Face masks, however, were not popularized until the Black Plague in the 14th century, when French doctor Charles Delorme invented the beak mask. Following this, in 1861, French microbiologist Louis Pasteur proved the presence of bacteria in the air, significantly fast-tracking the design of the modern mask. Shortly after, a French doctor created a mask made of 6 layers of gauze that could be freely tied and hung on the ears with a loop strap, thus giving birth to the modern mask. So how do face masks actually work? The commercial face masks commonly seen in public are made of tangled mats of fine fibers. These fibers create intricate pathways that the air you breathe in and out must pass through. As such, any particles or droplets being carried by this air must pass through the same pathways. For larger particles, the mask simply blocks its entry into the mask through interception. Alternatively, for particles small enough to enter the mask, they must follow the air through the complex pathways. Due to their inertia, however, they cannot keep up with the airflow and end up crashing out into the fibers. For even smaller particles, which can easily flow through the complex pathways, a principle known as diffusion-based capture prevents them from completely passing through the mask.
There are some key ethical issues that revolve around face masks. These include the biodegradability of the face mask, as in, can it break down easily? Secondly, the excess pollution that the face mask can create, and the potential to endanger wildlife with this pollution. Thirdly, the environmental sustainability of the production. Generally, single-use surgical face masks are not biodegradable. This is because single-use masks are made from polypropylene plastics, which can take hundreds of years to break down. Reusable masks, particularly handmade ones, are made from cotton, which is a natural product and is thus completely biodegradable. The World Health Organization advises that single-use masks cannot be recycled and need to be disposed in general rubbish, which is sent to landfills. There is a large concern for wildlife in regards to them being entangled by face masks. If ear loops are not cut before disposal, the safety of wildlife can be compromised. The polypropylene plastics in surgical masks are usually derived via fossil fuels. Burning fossil fuels to create a product is a major ethical issue, as fossil fuels emit a number of air pollutants, such as sulfur dioxide, that are harmful to both the environment and public health. The cost of a face mask depends on the type of mask. A 50-pack of soft-made surgical masks retails for $40, which equates to 80 cents per unit. Reusable cotton masks 5-pack retails for $30, which equates to $6 per unit. Respirator masks have a large varying cost depending on the make and model, averaging around $30 each.
The modern spread of diseases such as pandemic influenza, severe acute respiratory syndrome, and most recently, 2019 novel coronavirus, has instigated the widespread use of face masks as a public health and safety measure to prevent transmission and to limit exposure to diseases. The mask covers the mouth and nose, preventing the inhalation of airborne diseases as well as inhibiting dissemination via bodily fluids. A range of regulated masks are available, including the N95 mask, the FFP2 mask, the KN95 mask, and the P2 mask. Masks that fall into these categories are deemed filtering face-piece respirators and are classed as medical devices according to the Therapeutic Goods Act of 1989. In March 2020, the TGA dropped the requirement for all masks imported into Australia to be tested due to the PPE shortage that arose from the pandemic. It was reported in the media that some medical professionals were put at risk wearing counterfeit masks. In response, the TGA is currently undergoing investigation of all masks registered under the ARTG. As you can see, there are a lot of underlying technical aspects to how effective the different medical-grade face-piece respirators can be, but essentially any face mask can be effective and can reduce the risk of transmission to zero, having an almost 100% efficacy rate. Internationally advised that the medical face masks that meet statutory requirements be reserved for those in high-risk settings, including healthcare professionals. The general public is deemed to be sufficiently safe by wearing a cloth face mask. People who should not wear a mask include children under the age of 5, some of those between the ages of 6 and 11, People who are exercising, and people who are hard of hearing where seeing the mouth is essential for communication, as well as those with pre-existing health conditions including disabilities, mental illnesses, and previous traumas.